Hi children, today we are going to study the subject SST. Lesson number 1 in SST is Mapping the Earth. Objectives: learning about the continents and oceans of the Earth, understanding the shape of the Earth, learning about globes and map. Continents. Let us learn about continents. What is a continent? The Earth's surface is divided into 7 huge land masses. These land masses are called continents. They are, according to its size, the biggest, Asia. Then we have the continent called Africa. Third is North America. Fourth is South America. Fifth one is Antarctica. The sixth biggest is Europe. And the smallest of all continents is Australia. There you have the map showing you all the 7 continents. Asia, which is the biggest, and then we have Africa, we have North America, we have South America, we have Antarctica, we have Europe, and then Australia, which is the smallest continent. Okay, now let us look at the oceans. More than 70% of the Earth's surface is covered with water. These huge water bodies are called oceans. There are 5 major oceans. They are, the first one is Pacific Ocean. The second one is Atlantic Ocean. And the third biggest is the Indian Ocean. Then we have the Antarctic Ocean. And lastly, we have the Arctic Ocean. There you have the map which shows you the 5 oceans. The biggest one is Pacific Ocean. In this map you can see it on both the corners. Pacific Ocean. Then we have Atlantic Ocean, which is basically in between the Americas, South America, North America, and then it separates Africa. Did you see that? In between Africa and South America and North America, you have that big ocean called Atlantic Ocean. And then you have the Indian Ocean, which is near India. Did you see? Just underneath India. It is the Indian Ocean. Then we have the Antarctic, which is also called as the Southern Ocean. Okay? And then we have on the North Arctic Ocean. Okay, so then let us look at what is a globe. Since the Earth is round in shape and it's huge, therefore we use a model of the Earth to do a comparative study. Such a model is called a globe. Since the Earth is round in shape and it is huge, therefore we use a model of the Earth to do a comparative study. Such a model is called a globe. So what is a globe? Globe is basically the model of the Earth. There you have the picture of a globe. You see that? It looks just like the Earth as it is round in shape, and it also has that tilt, which is believed that the Earth also has that tilt. Okay, now limitations of a globe. What are the limitations of a globe? Though globe is considered to be one of the best ways of understanding the Earth because of its round shape, but there are limitations of a globe. A large globe is difficult to carry. Space is limited and details cannot be shown on a globe. Space is limited and details cannot be shown on a globe. It is not possible to make a globe for a part of the Earth. Okay, it is not possible to make a globe for the part of the Earth. On a globe, only one side of the earth can be seen at a time. So if you are able to see, one part of the earth which shows Africa, then the other part of the earth you are not able to see on the globe. So these are the practical difficulties with a globe. You will not be able to carry it along with you wherever you want to go and explain about the earth to anyone. And the space is limited, details cannot be shown on a globe. If you want to show just the map of India, a globe is impractical. And on a globe, only one side of the earth can be seen at a time. Okay, so now let us look at the alternative arrangement. If not the globe, then what? Maps. Yes. What is a map? It is a representation of the earth's surface or a part of it on a flat surface. So it is basically a flat representation of the earth's surface. You can put it on a table, you can spread it out on a table. Okay, so types of maps. There are physical maps. What does they show? The mountains, plateaus, plains, rivers, water bodies. All of this can be shown on a physical map. So basically the physical structure of the earth. You have mountains, you have plateaus which are also called tablelands, plains, rivers and water bodies. All of this can be shown on a physical map. And there are political maps. Lines defining the boundaries of countries, states and their capitals are shown on a political map. And then other maps. There are other maps that show industries, population, transport, minerals, crops, oil, natural resources, forests, wildlife, etc., etc., etc. So these are the other maps. It can be customized in order for us to show just the industries or just the population of the country or the earth. It can also be shown just to show the road transport, the rail transport. It can also be shown to show basically where the minerals are found. So these kinds of maps can be customized according to the need. Okay, direction and subdirection on a map. The four cardinal directions shown on the map are north, which is basically on the top, up position. South, down, the below position. West, towards the left, and east, that is towards the right. So always remember, the up of a map is north, the down of a map is south, the left of a map is west, and the east is on the right side. Very good. Between the north and the east lies the northeast. So these are subdivisions, subdirections. Basically, there are however four subdirections. They are between the north and the east lies the northeast. Between the north and the west lies the northwest. Between the south and the east lies the southeast. And between the south and the west lies the southwest. So this is the way we are able to understand map. Okay, there you have the picture of all of those directions shown. You have the north at the top, you have the south below down there, you have west on the left hand side, east on the right hand side. In between you have northwest, in between north and west side. You have northeast in between north and east side. You have southwest in between west and south. You have southeast in between south and east. Okay, so that is about the direction and subdirection that you find on the map. Now let us look at scales on a map. A map does not represent the entire space that the earth covers. So how do you basically proportionate the space, So since a map is a pictorial representation of the earth, so in order to measure distance, a scale is used. Always remember, map is a pictorial representation of the earth. So in order to measure distance, a scale is used. The ratio between the distance of the ground and the distance of the map is known as the scale of the map. There you have it. Did you see on the top you see kilometer? Of that scale on the top you see kilometer, and below down there you see centimeter. So 1 centimeter is equal to 50 kilometers. Okay, so how much will be 5 centimeters? It will be 250 kilometers, right? Did you see that scale? Okay, very good. Now signs and symbols, that are there on the map. You will see a lot of signs and symbols on the map. We will try to know what does those signs and symbols represent. There you have. The first one, did you see that? Is international boundary. You have a dash, then you have dot, you have dash, then you have dot, you have dash, then you have dot. Then there is a bridge. Did you see that? Bridge. Okay, let us come down. It's the state boundary. A line, thicker line shows the international boundary, and the thinner line shows the state boundary. Metalled road. Road which is good and metalled, which has star on it, that is represented by 2 straight parallel lines, and an unmetalled road basically is shown by dotted lines which are again parallel. And then you have railway lines, broad gauge, meter gauge. So broad gauge will be small rectangles joined together, and then the meter gauge is like the number line that you draw. Did you see that? Forest, you will have some sort of a tree, there. Bridge, again I told you. Then streams, well. Then you have the national capital, you have the state capital, you have the temple, church, mosque, etc. These are the signs and symbols that you are able to find on the map. Okay, so colors on a map. This is also a very important topic. Colors on the map. Different land and water features are shown by different colors on the map. For example, on a physical map, first one, water bodies are shown in blue. Light blue is used to show shallow waters and a darker shade of blue for deep waters. Plains and lowlands are shown in shades of green. Okay, plains and lowlands are shown in shades of green. Mountains and highlands are shown in shades of brown and yellow. Remember that. Mountains and highlands are shown in shades of brown and yellow. Okay, so let us do a quick revision of whatever we have studied. The first one is, there are 7 continents and 5 major oceans on the earth. Very good. A globe is a model of the earth. It shows the shape, size and location of continents and oceans. A map represents the earth on a flat surface. Remember that, where the globe is a model of the earth. It looks like the earth because of its round shape. A map is a flat representation of the earth, or is the representation of the earth on a flat surface. North, south, east and west are the 4 major directions. North, south, east and west are the 4 major directions. The scale of a map is the ratio between the map distance and the actual distance between 2 places. Okay, the scale of a map is the ratio between the map distance and the actual distance between 2 places. Signs, symbols and colors are used to show different things on a map. Signs, symbols and colors are used to show different things on the map. Very good. Now let us do some exercises. The first one is, tick the correct answer. The number of continents on the earth. How many continents are there on the earth? Do you remember? There are 7 continents. Very good. The dash is the largest ocean. Which is the largest ocean? The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean. The model of the earth is called what? A circle, a sphere? No, it is called a globe. Okay? And a political map shows what? Countries, states, both. It shows both A and B. Right? So that is all about take the correct answer. Now let us look at fill in the blanks. A map is called a book of maps is called an atlas. Remember that. A book of maps is called an atlas. Right? A map is always drawn on dash surface. A map is always drawn on a dash surface. What is that? Flat surface. Very good. A map showing rivers, plains and mountains is called a dash map. A map showing rivers, plains and mountains is called a physical map. Okay. Highlands are shown in shades of dash on the map. And the answer is brown and yellow. Okay, let us look at now true or false statement. The first one is Africa is the largest continent on the earth. Is that so? I don't think so. It's a false statement. Which is the largest continent of the earth? Asia is the largest continent of the earth. The Atlantic Ocean is the smallest ocean. I don't think so. The smallest ocean is the Arctic Ocean. So it's a false statement. We can make a globe for a small part of the earth. No. We cannot make a globe for the small part of the earth. That's the limitation of the globe, isn't it? So it's a false statement. Forests and industries cannot be shown on the map. Is that so? I don't think so. We can show forests and industries on a map. We can customize the map to show forests and industries. Plains and lowlands are shown in shades of green on the map. Is that a true statement? Yes, it is a true statement. There we have it. Now let us look at some question and answer. What is a globe? What are its limitations? Answer is, a globe represents the earth in a simple and accurate way. The limitation of a globe are, a large globe is difficult to carry. Space is limited and details cannot be shown on a globe. It is not possible to make a globe for a part of the earth. It is not possible to make a globe for a part of the earth. On a globe, only one side of the earth can be seen at a time. On a globe, only one side of the earth can be seen at a time. How do maps help us? How is a map better than a globe? That's the next question. How do maps help us? And how is a map better than a globe? A map is a representation of the earth's surface or a part of it on a flat surface. Remember that. A map is a representation of the earth's surface or a part of it on a flat surface. Since maps are drawn on a flat surface to show continents, countries, cities and even a neighborhood, therefore we can draw a map of our school and show all the details on it. So you can draw a map of our school, or you can draw the map of the locality where you are living, or you can draw the map of the city where you are staying, or you can draw the map of the state in which you live, or the country. So you can, according to your need, draw or understand or look at the map just according to your necessity. Okay? So therefore, a map is better than a globe. Okay. Name the different types of maps. The different types of maps are, first one, physical maps. What does it show? Mountains, plateaus, plains, river, water bodies can be shown on a physical map. Second, political map. Lines defining the boundaries of the countries, states and their capitals are shown on a political map. Third, other maps. There are other maps that should industries, population, transport, minerals, crops, soil, natural resources, forests, and wildlife. So these are the different maps. Why is a scale used in a map? A map is quite small as compared to the actual land we show on it. Therefore, distance is represented by a small unit on a map. A map is quite small as compared to the actual land we show on it. Therefore, distance is represented by a small unit on the map. Thus, the ratio between the distance on the ground and distance in the map is known as the scales of the map. Okay, what does the color scheme on the map show? Different land and water features are shown but different colors on the map. For example, on a physical map, water bodies are shown in blue. Light blue is used to show shallow water and a darker shade of blue for deep waters. We have already seen this, isn't it? Plains and lowlands are shown in shades of green. Mountains and highlands are shown in shades of brown and yellow. Now let us do some homework, something for you to do at home. Tick the correct answers, fill in the blanks, question and answers in your notebook neatly. Memorize all the tick the correct answer, fill in the blanks, true or false statement, question and answers. Memorize it. You have to memorize them. For better understanding, watch the video on YouTube with the title Map, Guides of the Earth, the link of which is given below and also in the description box, making it easy for you to access by just clicking on the link. There you have. Now that's the link. You can find this link even in the description box down given below. Okay children, that's all for today. Goodbye and stay safe.